Good evening, VV Nation. Happy Thursday. We're almost through the week. Tonight, I've got a great presentation for you. If this is your first time checking us out, my name is Ryan. Always a pleasure giving these presentations. Now, tonight, I resorted the entire VectorVest database by growth rate in earnings. Think about it. We're tracking over 9,000 stocks. So tonight, we're going to go over the 10 stocks that came in the list. So these are the 10 stocks with the highest growth rate in earnings. So these are going to be some phenomenal growth stocks we should pay attention to, right? Maybe put some of these on a watch list, your shopping list. We're going to dive into the software, take a look at a proprietary indicator, see if these stocks, have any potential, see if they're risky, see if they've got long-term investment potential there. And then we're going to jump into the charts and see if there's any trade setups presenting themselves. So if you're interested in checking out some of the best growth stocks in the VectorVest 7 system in the entire market, let's go ahead and get started. All right, big event coming up. We got the Las Vegas 2-day investment seminar coming September 20th, 21st, 2025. You can achieve the VIP experience in person. Just go to vectorvest.com/Vegas to register now. All right, here we are in the VectorVest 7 system. You can see, look, we're tracking over 9,000 stocks, 9,696 stocks. I resorted the entire database. If I scroll over here to the right, we've got growth rates in earnings. These are the stocks with the highest growth rate in the entire database. We got sezl at the top of the list, 55%. Reddit here, 53%. But even the stocks down at the bottom, with argx coming at 49% as well. Gorilla Tech coming in also 49%. These are phenomenal stocks. And just looking at the sales growth rate here, look at these numbers. Double digits across the board. High numbers here as well. Now, I did notice there are a mixed bag of recommendations here. So some of these stocks are already trending up, the ones with the buy recommendations. And some of these stocks have taken a dip recently, coming in with sell recommendations across the board here. Some of these RTs pretty suppressed. Again, RT looks at the short-term price trend, so there could be some bottom fishing opportunities in the list. As well, look at the safety here. There's not much safety in this batch. RS is below 1. Only one stock has a favorable safety rating above 1, coming in at 1.16. Now, as far as RV relative value, these positions do have the potential to be good long-term investments. All of the RVs are above 1 except one, Gorilla Tech, coming in at 0.99. So not a bad list of stocks to start off with, and just see if any of these positions are worthy of putting in your shopping list. So let's go ahead and jump in the charts and see if there's any opportunities presenting themselves. All right, first up, we've got sezl here. You can see the gap down. A lot of pressure from the bears right now. Sell recommendation. There's a lot of warnings on this stock before it pulled back. You can see price action breaking the 20-day EMA. Coming back, trying to find the 40-day moving average here as a level support. But when the 20-day EMA crossed below that 40-day, clear warning for anyone holding this position in a bullish manner. But look at this. I mean, gap down right now. I've got the 200-day moving average here. I would not be surprised to see price action get closer to that 200-day moving average. Maybe look for a pivot off of it. But I will say, if you're not in this position, you're thinking about this stock, look at our valuation now. We value the stock at $85, currently coming in at $89. If we get a little bit more of a pullback here, which I have a feeling we might get closer to this 200-day moving average, you could get this stock at quite a discount, right? And currently the high was close to $180, well over our valuation. So investors were willing to pay premium on it, but now you're going to be getting a good deal. And looking at the forecasted data, growth rate and earnings on the rise, sales growth rate rising, forecasted earnings per share rising, 55% growth rate. That's the highest in the database. So definitely a stock to have on your radar. Now here's Reddit. Reddit, different scenario, right? Look at the momentum to the upside here, still picking up, coming in at $240. We value the company at $50, so definitely overvalued here. It's well above these moving averages. Maybe utilize something like Star Search or an 8-day EMA if this is something that you're currently in and you want to ride that momentum to the upside. But looking at the data here, look at the growth rate earnings was negative. Now it's at 53%. Earnings per share was negative. Now coming in at $1.96 for the forecasted. Sales growth rate 78%. I like the forecasted data here. And now it did break above the previous swing high here as of today. You could potentially see a retest of this level around 229. But right now the momentum is in favor of the bulls, and I don't want to bet against that momentum at this time. Now we do have Astera Labs here, another stock, big gap up, momentum continuing. Upper wick here, we did see a little bit of a doji candlestick here showing indecision, follow through to the downside coming at 187. I'd look for a pullback here. You know, this stock definitely needs a breather. If you're in the position already, again, you can utilize something like Star Search to help capture momentum. Don't lose all these profits. The stock was just $100. It doubled in about a month here, right? So don't lose all those profits. Now, as far as a valuation perspective, we only value the stock at $38. So investors are paying a premium. Growth rate, 52%. Sales growth rate, 150. And look at the earnings per share. Just got another tick higher recently as well. I do like this stock, but as far as jumping in right now, a little overstretched for my liking. Now, the next position, we've got EverQuote here. Now, this position pretty range bound over the last year here, but look at the valuation. Valuation continues to tick higher. The stock currently undervalued right now. Valuation comes in at $32. Growth rate 52%. Sales growth rate 34%. Look at the earnings per share. Nice steady rise over the last 12 months. I like this position, but I want to see a little bit more confirmation to the upside. Again, the stock is just kind of in its own way right now. If I use a horizontal line, you can see it's kind of channeling here between this level quite a bit. So if you want to see a breakout to the upside, you know, maybe around $26, and for a breakout to the downside, you're looking around $22, $23. So just keep that in mind. Now, as we go to the next position here, we got Standard Aero, this aerospace and defense company. Look at the growth rate and earnings, 52%. Sales growth rate, not the best, 16% here. Now, the stock, obviously, I've looked at this one before, and you can see, again, channeling to the side here, right? We're at the bottom of this channel, but look at the valuation. The stock was greatly overvalued, but value is climbing. Growth rate's climbing. Sales growth rate ticked higher. Earnings per share, nice jump up in the earnings per share here, forecasted. Growth rate, 52%. Again, that sales growth rate, not the best number. I like this position. Right now, you're kind of more at the lower end of the channel. Does have a fresh sale rating. So again, you know, I'd want to see a little bit more confirmation to the upside rather than just jumping in this position and taking a guess, right? Especially, you know, if we break out to the downside, it'd be around $25. Here we've got Dave. Again, with Dave, you can see the 20-day EMA crossing below that 40, showing weakness in the trend. Sell recommendation has been given now for the last few trading sessions. Growth rate on the rise, 51%. Sales growth rate outpacing earnings, even still at 64% and climbing, you can see. Earnings per share also climbing. I like this stock. Overall, lower left, upper right, not a bad position to get in at all. Maybe just, you know, wait for price action to get back above that 20-day EMA. Because as of right now, we're seeing a series of lower highs and lower lows, which is a downtrend. Don't want to buy on a downtrend. Now, if we go to the next position, we got TMDX here. We could see the breakout above the 200-day moving average, coming back, trying to retest that. But now look at price action here. We see the 20-day EMA just crossing above the 40-day EMA. Series of higher highs, higher lows. Uptrend is in formation. Fresh buy rating. Growth rate 50%. Sales growth rate 38%. Forecasted data looks good. Earnings per share looks good. I like the stock here. You can see RT, which looks at the short-term price trend, going back above 1, showing some favor for the bulls here. Now, next up, this is a crowd favorite. We've got App 11, lower left, upper right. Definitely some volatility in between. But overall, the 20-day EMA is above the 40 right now, showing a little bit of weakness. Could see a potential retest on this 20-day EMA like we've seen in the past, like here. Could show some potential buying opportunities relatively soon. But I do like the valuation ticking up, even though the stock, you know, investors are paying a premium right now. That valuation continues to climb. Looking at the growth rate, 49%. Sales growth rate, 77%. With rising earnings, hey, not a bad stock to have on your radar. But again, it's a volatile position. So if you don't like volatility, probably not the stock for you. Now, here's another stock just kind of consolidating to the side here over the last 12 months. And look at value, trying to catch up. Not a bad position to be in right now. Currently trading at 648. Pretty expensive stock, not going to lie. Growth rate 49%, sales growth rate 100%, rising earnings per share. Not a bad stock to consider. You see the moving averages here starting to become in a bullish manner with this momentum that we've seen over the last month. With the buy rating, not a bad stock to have on your radar, but again, it's a little bit expensive. Now here's the last stock this evening. We've got Gorilla Tech here. This stock showed a lot of momentum here, a lot of pumps and dumps along the way, but look at it now, right on that 200-day moving average, a little bit of rejection at the 40-day moving average. Wouldn't get too bullish at this time. I'd like to see a little bit more confirmation to the upside, but I like this retest on the 200-day moving average. But if we get price action maybe back above the 40-day, I'd get a little bit more excited. The stock is overvalued, but with a growth rate of 49%, sales growth rate 581, I can see why investors are enthused. But keep this in mind, the company forecasted data, as far as the EPS, it doesn't look too good. It's not making money right now, 0.73. So this is going to be more of a riskier trade. So if you're a trader and you're okay with momentum, this stock might be showing some opportunities also in the near future. All right, everybody, hope you enjoyed tonight's video. Hope you enjoyed these 10 growth stocks. I mean, some of these charts look pretty phenomenal and actually have my attention on some of these positions after looking at them a little bit further. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's presentation. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow night.